Welcome to Lynn Cullen Live, talk radio without the static. Email your questions and comments to lynn at pghcitypaper.com. And now your host, Lynn Cullen.
Hello. How y'all doing? It be a Tuesday, May 14th to be exact, and let's just get it going. My sister Susan's joining us, I think from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Are you there, Susan?
I am here. I have returned mother to her rightful place.
Okay, good. I am glad. Okay, so I'm jumping right in. Normally, I don't like it when people go out to shoot animals, but I have to admit, I am just blown away that Jimmy Carter was on his way to shoot turkeys when he fell. I just want to say.
What, you think that's karma?
No, I don't think it's karma. I think he's 90, 4? What is he? 94.
I think he.
And if you're 94 and you're out there gunning
and you beat back brain cancer.
And you've beaten back brain cancer and all that, I think it's a riot. And it says his spokesperson said, President Carter said his main concern is that turkey season ends this week and he's not reached his limit. I mean, wow. A life well lived, I guess. 94.
You know, and my guess is, well, I mean, he's old enough to have earned a broken hip all by itself, but frequently the medicines that one takes for cancer affects one's bones. So
yeah,
you know, those things can be related too. So
yeah, but still, I mean, he's a wonder. Well, it was just, I think 2 years ago he was in Canada doing his usual, building a house for Habitat for Humanity, and he also succumbed that day too. I think fainted or something, and this is after an hour of being out there and doing his building stuff, and it turns out he was just dehydrated. But man, he just is. He's the Energizer Bunny. I get a kick out of him. I do too.
I mean, he set a pretty high goal for ex-presidents, living life well,
continuing to work, doing the right stuff, staying out,
right, and leading by example, practicing what he preached.
Yeah.
Well, he is the real deal.
Yeah.
It's nice to see.
Well, yeah. Oh, I have it here. He said in 2017 he collapsed in Canada while cutting wood after about an hour. I couldn't cut wood for an hour.
No.
I would have passed out.
Try swinging an axe for all of 5 minutes. I dare you.
No, I can't. I know it. It's amazing. But no, I wish him well. Wow.
Of course, he was probably using a power saw on boards, but who knows?
Aw, so the next thing you're gonna tell me is that Abe Lincoln didn't, cut logs.
Well, no, but it was a different task. I'm not.
Know.
He was with Habitat for Humanity and building a home.
House. I know.
So I doubt that he was chopping wood for the fireplace that would go inside, but maybe he was.
Oh, God. So one of the worst things about ending my vacation is having to catch up.
Read the news?
Oh, my God. It's worse than ever, I think. I can't figure out, are we now going to war in Iran? We're certainly ratcheting things up there. Jeez, have you looked at that?
We're trying to fight a war, as far as I can tell, on 3 or 4 different fronts.
Venezuela, we're squawking.
Yeah, and including bringing it to our own side of the world, and then 2 or 3 spots over on the other side.
I actually hope that Trump, who doesn't seem to, he's been trying to pull our troops out of Afghanistan and Iraq. I hope he's actually puts the kibosh on it, but I doubt it. I'm sure most of this is driven by that wonderful man, Bolton, John Bolton, who
who likes to set fires. I mean, that's just who he is. He's like a little boy that likes to shoot guns and set fires.
Bolton tried to talk George W. Bush into going to war with Iran. And George W., who clearly was not, against going to war with Middle Eastern countries, actually said, no. But now he's got Trump, and I don't know. So they're making contingency plans to send 120,000 soldiers. Are they contingency, or are they really doing it? Sending as many as 120,000 troops to the Middle East. Wonderful. Okay. I'd rather talk about.
I wonder how many. Yeah, I mean, one wonders how many actual battle-ready troops we have at this point. And who they are. Because we've been with.
Well, these poor volunteers in our army. My God.
I mean, we've been using the National Guard like they weren't the National Guard for the last 10 years.
Right. And let us remember that we're taking money away from the military to
build the wall.
Yes, to build a wall. Which brings me actually the most repulsive story I saw just today. This was front page on the New York Times. Maybe I won't find it.
No. You mean the one about what they wouldn't do?
Yeah. What? It turns out that Kirstjen Nielsen at the
was doing her damnedest to do the right thing.
Well, kinda. If you read further,
kinda. Even she had her limits.
But it turns out, and damn it, I can't find it, because I wanted to get the specifics of it. There was, and of course this is driven by Stephen Miller, they were going to stage a 10-city, flash arrest of 10.
Yeah, Chicago was one of the places.
Chicago,
right.
New York, LA. I mean, the obvious ones. And some apparently were also sanctuary cities. They were going in with ICE officers and local officers, and they were going to arrest as many as, 20,000 families, children, anyone here who was, maybe had missed a court date after seeking asylum. They were going to do it as this huge, showy thing that supposedly was, and she was against it, not on ethical or moral grounds. She was against it because, as with most things he does, she said the proper planning hadn't occurred. They hadn't figured out what would they do after they arrested.
They put the proposal. Yeah, they put proposal aside over concerns about diverting resources from the border, a lack of detention space, and the possibility of renewed public outrage. Over
possibility of renewed public outrage, as videos of screaming children being dragged from their beds all over the country. And apparently it was her recalcitrance to go along with this that is the real reason that Trump canned her and the guy who had been set to become the new ICE director, because he was also expressing concerns. Oh, God. Every day, some other horror.
Right. Off with their heads, find me someone who will do my bidding.
Oh. So.
I like autocrats.
Susan, did you see there's another person who threw his hat, so to speak, into the Democratic presidential sweepstakes.
Yeah, number 22, is it?
Yeah. I was wondering if between the two of us, we could name the 22. Don't cheat. No looking up anything. Let's try.
I'm not. I'm looking at a tree out the window, and I'm telling you here and now, I can't.
Okay, good.
But, okay. Okay, Cory Booker.
You do one, and then I'll do one. Okay, you got Booker. I'll do Biden.
Kamala Harris.
Harris. I'll stick with B's and do
Warren.
Warren.
Elizabeth.
Castro.
Okay, wait a minute. Now we're already getting tough. Bernie.
Oh, Bernie! Stick with the B's.
Go off my radar. How about yours?
Yeah, right. I hadn't thought of him either. I mean,
he's in trouble. Isn't that fun?
Right. The B's are rich. Okay, so I'm gonna Klobuchar.
All right, Klobuchar. I don't know. I give up.
Oh, come on. Okay, wait. Who's the woman, the senator from New York? Kirstjen.
Oh! What's her name? Gillibrand. Kirstjen Gillibrand.
Gillibrand, or whatever her name is, right?
Whatever her name is.
Okay,
she's been sending me email for 10 years.
Oh,
I
wait,
have no
we're
idea.
forgetting the other B. Another B. Beto.
Oh, Beto O'Rourke.
Beto. I don't know. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We only got 10. We're not even halfway there.
I know. I can't. I'm.
Okay, let's go to governors. Hickenlooper.
Oh, governors. Yeah, Hickenlooper. That's the Colorado one, right?
Right. I think. The Washington one. Islip or something, or Islip or Islil. The guy who's all about.
I mean, honestly, I stopped paying attention. I can't remember their names.
Well, but okay, I'm still going though. Come on.
Okay, you keep going. This is why you're the professional, and I'm the amateur.
I'm the professional with the inability to
remember names.
Anything. And to remember names. Right, that's a big problem here. Wait, I'm just gonna go around in like states and stuff. There was another governor in the Dakotas or and we forgot the guy today, whoever the hell he is. I think he starts with a B.
Yeah, but whose name I can't remember.
No, but I think it starts with a B too. Yeah? What are the odds that our next president's name will begin with a B?
With a B.
Okay, guy today. We got to be forgetting some major ones. Come on, because I know a major one. Mary Ann Williamson.
Oh, I don't count her.
Well, she's counted. She is counted. She's one of the 22.
I don't count. If this country, no life coaches. Sorry.
Okay, she is counted. Who aren't we thinking of?
Well, not in my head. That's my excuse for not remembering her as a candidate.
Okay. Son of a B. I can't.
Right.
That's amazing.
A lot of them are sons of bees.
I know, but we're really forgetting. I think we got to be
a lot of them.
Some major ones. Okay. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. If we count the guy who jumped in today, who we're
describing, but whose name we can't remember.
Yeah, but at least we're over 50%. Son of a. Okay. Seriously though.
I know it's hard.
Are there any senators? All right. People are being bored silly. I bet, but people are thinking and they're screaming at us, and we can't hear them.
I know. Wait a minute.
Anyone from? There's that jerk from Ohio, a congressman. The congressman from Ohio, I'm putting down. He's sort of a moderate. He didn't want Pelosi to be the speaker. I forget.
Right.
He's in there. Okay. And there's got to be somebody from outside of the political world. So there's that guy named Wang.
Oh yeah, Wang.
And then there's the guy, the Starbucks guy. Oh, but he's not running as a Democrat. There's somebody else that's been an old member of Congress that has been in Iowa for a million years, and the guy, the old member of Congress who's funding himself. Can't think of his name. There's somebody. He's been in there like Wang before anybody else. Okay, well, now we're up to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay, there's
10,
one.
11,
I'm
12,
cheating
13,
at this point.
16,
We forgot another B.
We're
There's
up to
another
17.
B.
Does a major B?
We forgot. We forgot Michael Bennett, Senator Michael Bennett. That's a B.
All right.
We forgot Governor Steve Bullock.
Why are they all B's? Who's he governor
from
of?
Montana.
Oh, that's the one I was thinking of up there. Governor.
We forgot Julian Castro.
No, we didn't. I said Castro.
John Delaney.
Who?
Tulsi Gabbard.
Ah, Tulsi. Tulsi Gabbard and who, Delaney?
See, you don't. Even when we say him, you don't recognize him, and that's how I'm feeling about it. Delaney, where did he go? Delaney, John Delaney, former Maryland representative.
Okay. Well,
self-made businessman.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, so John Hickenlooper, we got him. Jay Inslee. We got Amy Klobuchar. Seth Moulton.
Who? Somebody's
Seth
Moulton?
Who? Seth Moulton is a guy from Massachusetts.
Seth Moulton?
Yeah, 40 years old.
All right. Well,
Marine Corps veteran.
Well, okay.
Okay, there's Beto O'Rourke, Tim Ryan.
Tim Ryan is the congressman from Ohio.
Eric Stallwell.
Who the hell's that?
From California. I thought we were missing another one from California.
No, he's always on CNN. It's not Swalwell. It's something like Swalwell. There's another.
Swalwell. Swalwell.
Really?
Young guy, 38 years old.
Yeah, I know. I can see him. Okay. I think we almost have it here then. But do you realize how many of these people you don't even have a clue? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, some of them reading through the list, I wasn't even aware. So, you know.
I got Yang. I'm telling Bree in Abu Dhabi.
No, you did get Yang.
I got Yang.
That's why I didn't say him again. You got Yang.
I got Yang. Okay. All right. Well, take your pick, guys. One of those, we hope, will be the President of the United States. Oy.
Well, I'm always reading these things that, you know, first I feel like there's a bunch of people that are telling me, give it up, Biden's now that he's in the race, he's the front runner. And everybody thinks so. And I'm going, I don't think so. And then somebody else writes today that, as you know, despite what the far left people think, Biden is very popular. And I'm going, but I'm not far left.
Yeah.
I'm really about as moderate as you get. I'm not far left. And I don't want Biden just because I don't want another old white guy.
Yeah, well, I'm with you, and I don't consider myself far left either.
At this point, I find it just no.
Well, but
now, move over now.
Right. Well, it ain't happening. I mean, of the people there,
I mean, you know, I'll vote for Biden when he's the consensus choice. But really, we have to be able to imagine that a woman can do this job just hunky-dory. Maybe 50, 100 times better than some of the people that have been in the office.
Yeah, like a few thousand times better than the current occupant. But, you know, I think I think Democrats are so fearful of losing that they're being ultra cautious, and that's why they're going to all the white guys. Or we're just programmed to go to white guys. I mean, I know a lot of liberal women my age are just loving Buttigieg, but I'm thinking, and I love him too, but I do
too, but I don't think he's the right candidate. At least not now. I think, I think it's a wonderful thing that he's getting that reception. But I don't think he's necessarily the right person for this job at this moment. I just find him refreshing, and so does everybody else.
Listen, I'd vote for Elmer fucking Fudd at this point. Oh.
Yeah, I wish we could, like tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Ugh. I mean, I know I've been saying this a lot, but here we are again, wishing our lives away.
Yeah. Thank you, Trump. Thank you very much. Here's a wonderful tweet I saw. I just want to share it with everybody. This is left over from Mother's Day. From Kim. I don't know. I used to like flowers, gift cards, and fancy meals on Mother's Day, but today my husband topped it all. He officially left the Republican Party. That was her gift. Isn't that nice?
It isn't. That's a wonderful gift.
That's a wonderful gift. And would that there were more. Okay, everybody, I want you all to go out there now. I want you to go out and get everything you possibly need and can foresee in the next year, because everything that we buy is about to get a huge price hike. And I am talking, they actually have in the business section of the New York Times a list of stuff that is going to go sky high, as much as 25% increase in price. We're talking everything. Smartphones, televisions, copiers, fax machines, video cameras, all clothes, shoes, sunglasses, wigs, greeting cards, flashlights, pens, bed linens, hair dryers, flags, kitchenware, coffee makers, lithium batteries, keyboards, loudspeakers, T-shirts, tracksuits, you name it, all about to go up 20. So I'm serious. If you've been thinking about buying something now, today, and if you're thinking of having an abortion now, today, I mean a safe one.
God.
I want you to go out there and get your bed linens and your abortions today. There is no beating around the bush here. Oh, God.
You have me wondering what the market's doing today to see if we have any money to go out and buy anything with.
I was told it was starting in the actually going up. You know what? The market.
Yeah, it seems to be vaguely up.
There is no reason for it to go up today after its swoon yesterday.
Oh, yeah, sure. There's a reason to go up because a certain number of people
are just buying down.
It's a buying opportunity.
But
that's why it's going up.
Yeah, that's all. But believe me, oh man, I think they should put in charge of the market like a deranged. I don't know. Name an animal. I mean, just get an animal and have it throw darts at things. That is essentially our market. I mean,
well, there was this wonderful thing that I was listening to the other day about animals, in artistry, and it was, and a lot of it was about dogs that sing, but there were plenty of things about, animals that paint, and things like that, cats that play the piano, and so.
Dogs
I don't know.
Sing.
Sure, they could do better.
I have a dog that sings.
Well, that's what I mean.
Oh, here.
But they were talking about it and talking about how it was clearly among some dogs that they weren't, this wasn't their ears were hurting or this was.
No, they love to
oh
sing.
no, I'm singing along. I love this.
Yeah, that's my dog, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna. I'll. Can I just play through my mic a little?
Oh, please play some Blue.
Here is Blue singing on his latest song. Here it is, accompanied by moi on the piano, who starts making mistakes because I start laughing. Okay, wait a minute. Let's see. Mr. Blue. Now, is that great or what? Yeah, he holds the notes. That's a friend oozing it in the back. Ah! All right, kill the pianist. All right, that's all right.
All right. I think I didn't. It sounded weird from my point of view, and don't know if other people heard it well, but you might have been holding it too close to the mic.
Ah. Well, I'll post it on Facebook or something.
Yeah, just post it.
We'll post it on Facebook.
That's the better thing. Put it on your page.
At the piano. But what's weird is he clearly loves to sing, and he goes looking for, he'll start on a note and then find it. He actually finds the note. He can carry a tune. And if I'm holding a note, he holds it. He might be a little behind me because he hears it first, and then it's just mind-blowing. So anyway, it turns out I can't play the piano.
He doesn't know the song yet.
No. Oh, that's true. He doesn't know the song yet. And also, what it means is I can't play the piano anymore. In
right,
the house.
Because he sings.
Yeah. And I just crack up. I can't play. All right. So, I am loath to go in certain directions, but I got to do this. The reason I said, by the way, no abortions, get your abortion now. Get your abortion now is because of the Supreme...
Because it looks like the Supreme Court's going to...
Yeah. The Supreme Court ruling yesterday, which was nothing about abortion, but what the Supreme Court did yesterday in a, relatively inconsequential, none of us are ever going to give a damn about this ruling, had to do whether states could sue other states in their courts. Like Ohio could sue Pennsylvania, and there had been settled law on this question for 40 years, and that means that is what settled law. That is, how do they pronounce that? Stare decisis?
That's stare decisis.
Stare decisis. Which is Latin, of course, for to stand by
the thing is decided.
To stand by things decided, and during the process of our justices getting onto the court, they're always asked about their feelings about that. And to a person, they always say that this is an extraordinarily important thing. I remember John Roberts and Alito and all of them saying that. And here you see the five throwing out a law that has been there for 40 years. And Stephen Breyer, in dissent, warned us because he actually wrote in his dissent, today's decision can only cause one to wonder which cases the court will overrule next. And he was clearly talking about Roe v. Wade. They're going to overturn it. They're going to overturn it. Incredible.
Just really incredible.
So, get your abortions now. Ha, 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 ha. And the fact is that if all of these court cases involving the executive branch's refusal to acknowledge the powers of the legislative branch,
right,
clearly unconstitutional, what the White House is doing in many cases, if that goes to this court, I can see them throwing out 200 years.
Well, that would really, I mean, I know I've been so wrong on this before, but this would be incredible because it's supposed to be 3 equal branches of government, but the legislature should be first among equals because they are the true representatives of the people.
That's exactly what I was saying yesterday, and I want to point out that when the founders wrote the gall-darn Constitution, Article 1, the first thing they put in it was, all legislative powers herein granted shall be vested in a Congress of the United States. And they go on to talk about how that is the representation of the people. That goes on and on and on for pages and pages about the Congress. They don't even get to the fact that there's an executive branch. I'm looking. Gee whiz. There are, in this little, most of it is congressional responsibilities and duties. That takes up the whole first friggin' part of the Constitution. Only then do they get to Article 2, and that is the executive. Incredible. And let me tell you, he doesn't have as many pages as the Congress. Nowhere near it. He doesn't even have, he's got 2 in this little thing. And then we get to Article 3, the Supreme Court. You don't suppose that they were ranking the importance of the government and how they perceive this government, Congress. Oh, God. Okay. Just wanted to say.
Yeah, I mean, if they wanted, right, if they thought the most important thing were to have an oligarch or a monarch or a king, they would have started with the executive.
What did they just fight this bloody war, this impossible war against a monarch? They did not want anything approaching a monarch. Something that the current occupant of the White House doesn't know, because he doesn't know anything about government history, any of it. Incredible. So, while we continue to bar desperate people from our shores, I am going to start a petition to take down the Statue of Liberty, by the way. To have her removed to an undisclosed location.
Well, we should certainly contextualize her so that we can at least say that this was in a time when we meant that.
Well, that's why I move her to some kind of museum. Because, or I guess you could keep it up just as a statue, lighting a harbor, but take down that now totally absurd poem that was stuck on her base. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses, yearning to breathe free. Yeah. Give me your tired, your poor, huddled masses, wretched refuse. Send these, the helpless, to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. Ha! What? Jesus, God, okay. Anyway, I was happy to see that Ireland actually bars people that should be barred, namely hate-spewing Americans. Ireland just barred a supposed Christian minister from coming to Ireland. His name is Stephen Anderson. And this is a guy who openly prayed for Barack Obama's death. He called on the government to exterminate all gay people. He denies the Holocaust. He is as loathsome a human as can be. And he likes to spread the word all around the world. And the Irish said, "You will not pollute the air we breathe." So I just wanted to point that out.
Well, let's hear it for the Irish.
Let's hear it for the Irish. And, oh, by the way, other countries, too, have told him, you ain't coming in. And that would be Botswana, Canada, Jamaica, South Africa. So, another person who has never been welcomed in this country is a guy who was welcomed warmly to the White House yesterday. And that is the frightening nationalist, anti-Semite, anti-immigrant, xenophobic, white, he's a white nationalist, I don't know what else to call him, Viktor Orban of Hungary. No other president of any party has seen fit to let that scum into our country and treat him with respect. But Donald Trump, he loves the guy. He even said to him, "You're doing a tremendous job." He said, "You're respected all over Europe." Untrue. He has totally seized the judiciary in that country. He has seized the press. He has totally made it into an autocratic nation, which should be thrown out of NATO. It's a member of NATO, and they should throw them the hell out, especially since, of course, Orban loves Vladimir Putin. Throw him out. By the way, Trump's ambassador to Hungary, a longtime friend of Trump's, said this: "I can tell you, knowing the president for a good 25 to 30 years, he would love to have the situation that Viktor Orban has."
Sure. Just think, then he could get rid of his in-laws.
Get rid of his in-laws?
Well, I mean, he could adopt their anti-Semitic policies.
Oh, well, but he doesn't. I mean, oh man. Okay.
You know, no, he just wants to be king. Surprise, surprise.
Yes, but here's the thing that is a surprise: the Republican Party.
That are allowing him to be? Yeah.
Not only allowing him, they're aiding and abetting him just so they can win re-election. Their source of income and power is more important to them than literally the dismemberment of what was a great country. They should be hung. I am not kidding you. They are traitors. They should be hung.
I think I've been saying that since this began. Yeah. I've been calling them traitors. They're traitors.
Yeah. And do you see what Trump's going to do to the 4th of July?
Yes, he's turning it into a rally.
A Trump
He's gonna.
rally.
It's gonna. I mean, they're gonna. If they start, like goose stepping and doing Heil Hitlers, I won't be surprised.
Well, I don't think it'll get that bad, but he is hijacking the annual celebration that has occurred for a long, long, long time. And
well, wouldn't it be wonderful if we all showed up and gave him the welcome that he was entitled to?
Well, there is, of course, now growing fear that is exactly what's going to happen.
That it's just going to be a riot.
It might be the first battle of the new Civil War. I can't even imagine.
Right.
It says in the Washington Post that Trump has totally interjected himself in the planning for this. He has effectively taken charge of planning the celebration. He is going to give a speech from the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, where you will see that looming presence of our greatest president, Abraham Lincoln, sobbing in his chair. Oh my God. It's going to be a nightmare. And no one's stopping it, so that's what's going to happen.
Well, okay. I mean, I am stopped. I keep thinking, well, certainly so and so will do such and such, or of course, blah blah blah. But for 2.5 years, no one's done diddly squat, so I guess not.
Right.
The correct answer is this is exactly, folks, what happened in Germany. We just all sit and watch it happen.
Slow motion. We watch it happen. That's right. Beth writes, we should have no more than 2 Supreme Court justices that have graduated from the same law school on the bench at the same time. I'm for that. Right now, I
am too.
It's a good idea. Right now, they're all from Harvard and Yale. No other schools of legal thought on that bench. When I have run into conservatives and brought this idea up, even they have agreed. Yeah, I think it's a good idea, but it ain't going to happen. Oh my God, Bob and Braddock. Man, you got a good memory, guy. Lynn, remember when you were on C-SPAN 15 years ago? When you were on WPTT radio and you said, if the Democrats put up Daffy Duck, then Daffy Duck's my guy. I do remember. So I've moved on to Elmer Fudd.
Well, that's gross, Lynn. Except, no, it's not. You've gone to a old white guy.
Well, the Democrats that time put up John Kerry, I think.
Kerry, yeah.
Elmer Fudd would have been better. I don't know. We are so screwed. We're screwed. Hey, I have to take on this thing here. I'm a little, I can't, of course, find it. Oh, shit. I don't even know how to work a computer. I mean, that is, now I've even lost my mail. Okay. I wanted to talk about the latest hoo-ha about Democratic Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib. I don't know how her name is pronounced.
Yeah.
I do. I want to talk about this.
Okay.
You want to avoid it, and I understand.
No.
Well, I understand. I understand avoiding it, but I just want to get her exact words, because Liz Cheney God help us, rising, by the way, and she's in the Congress, and she is rising in their ranks, tweeted out that Tlaib said the Holocaust gives her a calming feeling. Well, that is not what she said, and that's what the Republicans are. They are misrepresenting what she said. My sense is that what she said is bad enough. It's weird. It's just friggin' weird. Here's what she said. I'm doing the exact quote here. There's kind of a calming feeling I always tell folks when I think of the Holocaust and the tragedy of the Holocaust and the fact that it was my ancestors, Palestinians, who lost their land, and some lost their lives, their livelihood, their human dignity, their existence in many ways, have been wiped out, and some people's passports. That sentence doesn't even make sense. Why would she get a calming feeling if she felt that her ancestors lost their land, their lives, their dignity? I mean, it makes no sense, okay? That makes no sense. Would you agree? What is this? What is the calming feeling she has? I don't even understand. I read that and I thought,
I didn't get it either. That's why I sort of didn't want to talk to it. It didn't talk about it. It didn't make any sense.
Well, I also want to say that for any Jew, the juxtaposition of I get a calming feeling with the Holocaust in the next phrase is
jarring.
It's jarring. Okay, so I just want to say this. It is the weirdest thing. I cannot even parse what she said. I can't parse it. Why would she feel calm if she feels that it was that this thing that happened after the Holocaust, that the surviving Jews were given this ancestral homeland of theirs back, part of it, that she would have a calming feeling? What is she saying?
I don't know, because I don't think it's this altruistic sense of her ancestors died to help poor Jews.
Well, I think that's how she's trying to. Then I think she goes on to say something that trying to say that. But again, it makes no sense. She does not feel calm about it. She's pissed about it, as I probably would be too if I were a Palestinian American. I would say, why not take someone else's? I mean, my people were. But historically, she is wrong when she suggests that the Palestinians, if they did it, like she says, I love the fact that it was my ancestors that provided the Jews across the world to come. So right, she's saying we gave them, but they didn't give safe haven to the Jews.
No, they fought as hard as they could not to.
Historically, she's incorrect historically. She's incorrect just grammatically or even incorrect in saying what she really thinks. It makes, I hope she's more coherent than this usually. This is incoherent.
Yeah,
and it is not.
And you have to twist yourself up to make it mean anything other than those words shouldn't occur in your head at the same time together.
A calming feeling in the Holocaust. That is what, I can see why people immediately overreacted because of how quickly those two things were juxtaposed.
Right,
If
right.
people
I mean,
had taken a breath, they would just simply have said, "What the fuck is she talking about?"
I don't understand why each of these two women is repeatedly drawn to the subject like flies.
Yeah, why don't they shut up? I don't know.
There's all sorts of more things that they need to be talking about within the purview of their jobs than this one little narrow focus.
Well, it's not
I do not understand.
It's not little and narrow for the left of the left of the Democratic Party, who I think, would not lift a finger for Israel.
No. And many of whom are anti-Semites, excuse me for saying so, but that's just the truth.
I mean,
there are plenty of people that are anti-Israel that are not anti-Semites. There are plenty of people that have legitimate beefs with Israel that are not anti-Semites. I'm one of them.
Me too.
But there are a lot of people that hide behind it as well.
Right. So let us understand that. Well, I'm not going to get all into the history, but the head of Jerusalem, the grand whatever he was called, Grand Poobah, the Grand Mufti, I think, was an open supporter of Hitler and the Nazis, and the Jews. First of all, the Jews there had been a major population of Jews in Palestine well before the Holocaust.
Wait, excuse me. Throughout the whole Middle East.
I know.
And in fact, the ancient history of Jews and Muslims is they did fine.
Off and on, mostly coexisted. Here's the other thing. Everybody freaks on the left that when Israel was granted statehood, Palestinians went, running from their homes. It was horrible on all counts. People on both sides were dying immediately after the Declaration of Independence. But what's never spoken about is the literally, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of Jews who lived in Syria, Jordan, Iran, you name them, Algeria, Morocco, Egypt, who'd lived there in those countries for generations, who, upon the granting of Israeli statehood by the United Nations,
were expelled,
were sent, ran for their lives. Where's the left talking about giving them back their homes? I'm sorry. I am so fucking sick.
Well, no, but this is what I mean.
This
is what I mean. If you rewrite history to erase one side's victimhood and loss to serve your purpose, then, excuse me for saying that you are saying that those people don't count, i.e. the Jews.
There's a kind of calming feeling when I think of the Holocaust.
You can't do it. You can't defend it. That's it.
But our side is. Well, what they're saying is, no, the Democrats are. Pelosi has demanded that so-and-so. Because here's what happens, and this is why I want her and Ilhan Omar to shut the F up. They're almost like playing right into the hands of the Republican Party and Putin, trying to cause division among the Democrats when they need to be united. They will use these two. Oh God. And the
Well, that's what they're doing.
Susan, the knee-jerk defense of everything that comes out of these women's mouths. I don't like that either, because they have said some stupid things. This being the most mind-blowing.
Yeah, I'm not defending it.
I know you're not. I'm just screaming. What the fuck? I know everybody's got their story. She's got some weird story in her head because that's the story that Palestinians tell. We've got a story, the story Jews tell. There are people who have written relatively dispassionate accounts of what happened. And that's where people should go for information if they can believe that there's dispassionate accounts. And there are. There are historians who have talked about what happened. And this revisionist history that is becoming fact for an awful lot of people on our side is frightening to me. And I'm going to keep calling it out. Okay, I had to say that. You know what? Susan didn't want to talk about it. I never want to talk about it. I never used to talk about Israel because...
Yeah, I'm surprised you brought it up.
Yeah.
Because you've shut me down more than once when I sought to
because
speak.
Jews, I'm going to tell you, Jews know that nobody likes us bitching and moaning about anything. And now that we're being killed in our synagogues and all this crap is starting up again, I'm not going to be quiet.
I'm with you. I'm not going down quiet.
I'm not going to be quiet. I see the same kind of little stuff I read about. I read about it and thought, why didn't somebody do something? Why didn't those Jews even imagine what could happen?
That's right. That's right.
Up to here. All right. I'm sorry. I get a calming feeling when I think of the Holocaust. I'm sorry. That is the most mind-blowing statement. I'm not saying she's an anti-Semite. I'm just saying that is one confused cookie. And if she thinks the choice of those words is not my...
Calling Dr. Freud.
I get a calming feeling when I think of
the Holocaust.
I get a calming feeling when I think about slavery. I get a calming feeling when I think about lynching. I get a calming feeling. What the fuck? And then she didn't even, I am no fan of that woman's. And I'm not calling her an anti-Semite because I don't think she is. I think she is an ignorant, confused person. And she's doing damage to the Democratic Party at a time when we cannot afford this. Stupid. You're a fucking freshman in Congress. Keep your mouth shut. Learn how it works.
Okay, that's the most important thing you said. Shut up and learn. Then get some work done. But shut up, both of you, and learn. You know, even when you go to school board, they make you go and take classes in governance.
Well,
how it works.
They had those classes. And, Susan, I've sat on, I know, and you did the school board. I have done nonprofit boards. And when I have gotten on a board, I have not spoken for maybe 2 meetings, 3 meetings, and even then just sort of like, because I don't know the institutional stuff that's going. The sort of gall of being so right out there, right off the bat. Jesus. When Hillary Clinton got to the Senate, she shut the F up and went to work. I'm sorry. I didn't realize how angry I was about that. I'm angry. I am that angry.
Well, good, because I've been in such a foul mood for so long. It's quite refreshing to let you take over.
Thank you. All right. And we don't have to have an angry picture of me up because just look at my face.
Because you're your own angry picture.
Okay, and I think we're done. I'm done. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Have a
nice day, Lynn.
All right. I didn't even get to the feel-good story about millennials not ironing. Never mind. Okay.
Millennials don't iron?
They don't even own irons. They don't even know how to work one. Just saying. Okay, we got to go.
Well, if you want a feeling of tranquility,
iron.
Put on some bad television and iron.
Susan's cure for a real calming.
Really? And then and if they're sheets, then you get to climb into the most lusciously silken sheets and close your eyes and close out the whole world.
Well, if someone else wants to iron my sheets, that's fine. I ain't ironing my friggin' sheets. Anyway,
Okay,
Susan,
never mind.
thank you. When do you go back?
Okay, bye.
When do you go back home?
I'm gonna try and
Okay.
stay on schedule, so I'm gonna stay here for a week. I'm going home on Sunday.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, great. Thank you. Sorry I freaked, but that's how I feel. See you tomorrow.
That's good. Try boxing. Okay. It really, really feels good when you're in this kind of mood.
I don't like
okay,
it, and
bye,
it's too
bye,
hard.
bye,
Bye.
Bye.
Lynn Cullen Live, Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. and archived at pghcitypaper.com. The opinions expressed on Lynn Cullen Live are those of the host and do not necessarily reflect the viewpoints of Pittsburgh City Paper or its advertisers.